We got the small girl matchup, May versus Bridget. Yo, the deer. Can I remember the deer's name? I think it was Edward. I want to say the deer is named Edward, if I recall correctly.
Mankind knew that they
The 4-framer and it snowballed. This is true. But yeah, this is the small woman matchup. Bridget versus May. Mooney taking aggression early, and we're in. I hope you guys like feature-length films, because that's what we're in right now. Unfortunately, whiffs the. I believe it was supposed to be the combo extension by catching with the close slash, but I have played just enough Bridget to inform you it's a pretty tight timing, and unfortunately it does get dropped. ThereGoesMySanity forced to burst to stay alive, but it's not going to work because this should, right? No? Okay, never mind. We have a sliver and a dream. We have a counter hit and a dream. Good blocks from Mooney. We know the dream is dead. The deer is real. The deer is so real. The deer is phenomenally real. And Mooney is just finding these perfect spots to use the Bridget pokes to punish Sanity coming into range. Sanity trying to use the May air mobility to get around Bridget's grounded pokes. Oh my god. We explode in this house? We fucking explode in this house? No super. Unfortunate, that one. Probably meant to get it, I would imagine. But does not get the super. And it's fine though, because RC here is going to guarantee the kill. That's life as Bridget, you know? You're sitting here, like, you can't jump in on me. I know when you're gonna jump. I got my 2S's goated, you know? And then you hear counter, and you die. And then you evaporate, like water. That's just how it is. It's rough. It's rough out there. It's rough out there for Bridget Guilty Gear. In that regard. In many other regards, it is very much not rough for Bridget Guilty Gear, but in that regard it is. Similar thing being seen here. Ooh, a good call out on that. A good call out on the startup of that yo-yo, trying to get the neutral tool to lock the space down there, but Sanity is too prepared for it, and the Dolphin is simply too fast. Kind of hurts the startup, and Sanity is able to take game number 1. Taking some. Okay, I was going to say taking some more conservative options, some lighter, faster buttons, but DP is not a conservative option. So actually, maybe I'm just a liar. The Dolphin's not fast enough for Bridget's plus. If Bridget's plus enough, the Dolphin is no longer too fast. And Sanity able to get in, but not able to get anything. And Mooney gets back out. That was horrible. I apologize. Good air dip. It's reactable, they said. Technically, it is reactable, but like, with all the shit that Bridget is doing to you, I would simply react as a easier said than done. Yeah, deflect shield. Deflect shield on Bridget kind of doesn't exist, and we go through the wall. We go through the wall today. Yep. Mooney BRCs to evaluate the neutral, forced to block. Is able to. We're going for the wall again, aren't we? You're going for the wall again. I thought that Mooney's bar was Sanity's bar. And I was like, well, it's not going to be a hard knockdown. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it fucking is. Look how hard that knockdown was. Relatively hard knockdown. All right, the sliver and the dream begins now, but with the pokes that Bridget has, Sanity's got to be very careful about how he pressures and approaches, and it's not careful enough. Mooney's able to take game number 2. There's just so many situations, you know, where like if you're at sort of the edge of your pressure range, which obviously depends, you know, where that is on each character, but if Bridget's anywhere close to the edge of your pressure range, she can very often backdash, and if you just autopilot, punish you for it, because her buttons are, you know, very large and not terribly slow. Particularly not for their size. For example, that 2S. The tap dust on Oki, we get the conversions off of it. The return yo-yo, I think actually was technically in front of Sanity, and I don't think would have hit. I don't think it put him into block stun, but that, you know, that if you're reacting to that, I think that you have installed an AI on the setup that is OSing that for you. There's not enough time there. Drake, where is Bridget's health bar? She wanted to probably wanted to 6P it, wanted to contest the Dolphin in some way. Just not quite as disciplined and patient as the game where she blocked the Dolphin in the exact same setup, and this time it gets Sanity the kill in a particularly tragic way. Me personally, I don't block that cross up. I'm dead right now. I don't know about you, but I'm dead right now if I'm Mooney. Oof, this is going to be a pretty big hit. 3K does not translate, so it's about, you know, 50%. And this should be the rest of it. No, didn't get I know words, side swap. So I swear that it's supposed to be like the side swap combo where Yamada picks you up and takes you the other way. But Moon was too far over. Still, you know, a sliver is pretty difficult to deal with. He takes a moment to ice the kicker. Honestly, I think is what that is, which, you know, it makes sense. Stem some of the momentum, rally some of your own mental before going into game number 4. Trying to, at this point, you know, you need to win 2 without losing 1. You definitely need to steal yourself, lock the fuck in. You need to be locked the fuck in to do such a thing as this. So it makes sense. And we're in the movie. We're in the feature-length film. We've escaped the movie theater. And now we're competing to see whose movie theater we go to next. But that 2S. You can't just run up. You can't just run. Bridgets love their 2S. You know this. Every Bridget has 3 brain cells. One says 2S, one says DP, and one says Rock the Baby. And the quality of a Bridget is determined by how well she... I was about to say she, as if I know deterministically, that all Bridget mains are specifically trans women, which they are. The quality of a Bridget is determined by how well she's able to shut the 3rd brain cell up. Good anti-airs here from Mooney. They're out of the corner and get her some of the strong Bridget Oki. Good blocks from Sanity. All things considered, the damage is starting to mount, forced to burst out of pressure there. And managing to circumvent some of these Bridget pokes. The anchor might not be as big as the yo-yo, but it's still pretty big. You can still kind of footsies in a lot of these situations, but we're back in the fucking theater again. No, we're out again, okay. We've escaped from the theater once more. It does help if you can ride like a flying dolphin out of the movie theater. That does help to get out a little bit more expediently. And that does pick up, and both hits do manage to hit. Yeah, that, I mean, with the kind of air mobility Bridget has, I'm not sure how much I value the beach ball. I desperately wanted to say volleyball. It's not a volleyball. I just really wanted to say volleyball for no reason. I don't know how much I value the beach ball with how much air mobility Bridget has, and with how good her air buttons, like a lot of characters, like for example, Jacko, her air buttons are like on pressure, or on Oki rather. They're pretty alright, but overall they're not that great, but her grounded buttons are pretty good. Bridget is one of the characters where she has very good buttons on the ground and in the air. And it's just the definitive trajectory of the beach ball. You know, it makes it, at least in neutral, relatively easier to jump over. Although I guess you could catch your opponent not being alert enough, right? And it leaves you pretty plus. We swoosh out of there. We swoosh out of the corner. But the deflect shield just isn't able to keep the dolphin away. When he escapes, the RC is going to kill. Okay, if you want to be technical, the RC didn't kill. The combo extension off of the RC killed. However, shut up. Have you considered that? Sanity does not need a moment to ice the kicker, according to Sanity. The first player I met IRL was a chaser. Oh no. Oh no. Tragically, that also makes sense. That it's okay, we can retcon them. We can retcon them out of, they're not canon. Clear all their wins in the official book. Any bowl games they won are vacated. They no longer exist. Alright, do we go into the movie theater? So I wasn't paying attention to wall damage. I was very imminently about to say that we were in the combo extension. Technically, we got a combo extension if you consider a hit through the wall to be an extension. If that's something that you would count as an extension, then we did get a combo extension off with the return yo-yo. I hate that. That wild assault is my op. There are other wild assaults that are also my op, but that wild assault is my op. Because Bridget's, the Bridgets that I play against insist on acting like you don't just have to hold it. And I swear to God, I've tried the things they say counter it. You just have to hold it. And again, there's so much corner carry. I hate it. It just puts me in the corner. I'm like, I hate it here. Alright, Sanity's got to be more careful in these approaches. I'm going to be real with you. So right now, Mooney's just giving him enough rope to hang himself with. Right? I mean, you know, giving him enough rope to hang himself with. And Roger Super seals it out. Return to the Killing Machine seals the set out for Quiznos Mooney. That really was the story of that third game.